Good morning, everybody. This is How to Survive AP Literature and Composition, How to Thrive, get an A, and get a 5 on that exam. Let's get started. All right, so the first part of the exam is the multiple choice. It's pretty much, you get pretty much an hour to do 55 multiple choice questions. You may think that it's hard, but on the day of the AP exam, you pretty much have that adrenaline going, that caffeine, and you'll be just fine. The hardest part are the essays. They make up so much of the essays make so much. The score pretty much determines your score. So don't worry. The MCQ. You could practice by using like College Board practice on AV Classroom or pretty much, and you could search up AP Literature MCQs. They have prints and reviews online. There's so much great resources online to help you prep for the MCQ. But if you are on a time crunch, if you're watching this like a day before, you should definitely start with the essays first. So the next part of the exam are the 3 essays, right? So the 3 essays are 1, the literary analysis essay, 2, the poetry analysis essay, and 3, the prose analysis essay. So first, the literary analysis essay. So the literary analysis essay, pretty much, this essay requires people to analyze a literary work, such as a novel, play, or a poem, and students are pretty much asked to delve deeply into the text to examine its themes, characters, like symbolism, and literary devices. And pretty much, just like any other essay, you have to develop a thesis statement. You have to present a unique interpretation or argument about the work that support evidence from text. The essay should show like a clear understanding of the literary elements at play and show how that really contributes to the overall meaning of the work. So yeah. All right, the second is the poetry analysis essay. This was one of my toughest ones. So in this essay, pretty much you focus specifically on analyzing a poem or a selection of poems. They must closely examine the poet's like use of language, structure, and poetic devices to uncover the poem's overall themes, and then students like explore the form and structure of the poem and how it like contributes to the message of the analysis. And you must develop like a strong thesis just like any other essay and support it with textual evidence and analysis. One of them, like poem, you could be like, it could be anything. It could be like juxtaposition, it could be um like rhythm, parallel structure, it could be anything. But you have to focus on how it shows the author's point of view, the how it helps the audience understand what the overall message of the work is. All right, the next one is a prose analysis essay. So this is pretty much this type of essay requires students to analyze a prose writing, which can include fiction, nonfiction, or excerpts from longer works. Mr. Hebert calls this the open-ended essay, and then it's pretty much an essay where, similar to the literary analysis essay, students, you have to identify key elements of the prose such as characterization, setting, native voice, style, and then pretty much you have to discover the author's purpose, the audience, historical or cultural context. So you pretty much take a book of literature. In my case, it was Hamlet, and you have to memorize some quotes. You could use some quotes from Hamlet. I just memorized like a few days before the exam. Going into the exam, I knew quotes that I was familiar with, and then you would like to have at least like 2 books, and then the quotes within, so you can um, fit for any prompt that may come up. So, yep. All right, so I would like to share some of my favorite tips going into the AP Literature and Composition exam. So, one is to pay close attention to the timing of the MCQ section. It's 55 MCQ questions, and there's not a lot of time. It's about 1 minute a question. That means once you read the passage, you only have like 30 seconds each for every MCQ question once you subtract the reading time. So you pretty much have to cruise through the MCQ section. Don't dwell on one article. There's like 5 articles in the AP Lit and Composition exam, so make sure you time that's about around 12 minutes a passage, just like the SAT reading. How to prep for the MCQ section, like I said, you can find practices on Princeton Reviews, Google Class or AP Classroom, just off the internet, or you could just do SAT reading prep. That always works. All right, so number 2, my tip, make sure you get a lot of sleep before the AP exam. And eat like breakfast before you go. My favorites are blueberries before the exam and Belvitas. They really feel my mind clear and I could focus on the exam. You can pack like mints. They usually help. All right, so day before, biggest tip, make sure to check the rubric for each and every essay before. Make sure you brush up what they look for, what College Board looks for, what there's like on College Board, there's like 3 essays of and they pretty much show which scores they would get for each essay. It's called like student samples. That really has helped me delve a deeper understanding of what College Board looks for, what points I would get, how I would write to get those points. So yeah, I would definitely look at those student samples before the test. Good luck to everybody. You're gonna ace that test. And the AP Lit out. You're gonna ace that exam, ace that AP Lit class, and good luck everybody to your future endeavors.